Okay, so let's start with STEM activity. So what is STEM? The definition of STEM is S stands for science, okay, and T stands for technology, and E stands for engineering, and M stands for mathematics. Okay, so STEM, you have to do some activities related to these subjects, but then I am teaching you accounts, right? So accounts is not a STEM subject, but then what I'm going to do with you today is I'm going to my STEM activities related to half mathematics and it's a bit of accounts also. Okay, so what I'm going to do with you today is uh, you have to apply the 50 over 30 over 20 rule. Okay, using Excel or Google Sheets. Okay, so I'm going to explain you how this works. Okay, so I will explain you how to apply this 50 over 20 over 30 over 20 rule for budgeting using spreadsheets while emphasizing financial planning and goal setting. So you will know how to plan your money, okay, how to set your goals, and like you will identify how money works according to this 50 to 30 over 20 rule. Okay, and then after knowing that you can create a good investment and financial plan. Okay, and then you can generate more wealth in the future. So I'm just going to explain you all that. Okay, did you understand until this so far?
Yeah, I understand.
Okay. So now this is the rule. Okay, so I'm just drawing a pie chart. Okay, so 50% means half of this. Okay, so 50% will allocate for daily needs. Okay, so 50% is for the needs. And okay, this 50% is for the needs. And this 30% is for all your wants. And 20% is savings. So you have to divide that. Okay, so 50% means half. This is for daily needs. And 30% will be for your wants. And 20% is for your savings. Okay, so 50% you have to now let's say your okay, so let me explain what are needs. Needs are essential expenses. Okay, that is necessary for your survival. Okay, so it is necessary for you. It is a must. Okay, those needs are your it is necessary for your survival. Okay, something like clothes. Okay, a shelter. Okay, shelter like to live in a home. Okay, so you have to pay rents and all that, right? So those are the expenses. Okay, groceries, insurance, okay, transportation, all those are your needs. So whatever the expenses occurred, okay, to satisfy your needs, those things you have to record it under the category of needs, this 50%. Did you get that?
Yeah, understood that.
Okay, now this 30% is your wants, the discretionary spending. Okay, like all your wants, buying a new car, buying a luxury car, okay, like dining out, okay, at a restaurant or something like that, entertainment, vacations, okay. So all that comes under wants. Okay. So like just to enjoy life or something like that. Those are your wants. Okay, so you have to record all that under this 30%. Okay, and then now 20%. Okay, so this 20% is your savings. So from your income, you will take 20% and you will save them. Okay, so if you save that money, it will help you in cases of emergency. Okay, if you save them, it will help you to invest in the future. Okay, when you get retired or something, so you will. You by that 20% saving, you will get some use in that. Okay, so 20% saving is very important. Okay, so now let me explain you like how to uh, how to calculate this 50, 30, and 20. Okay, so let's say just an estimate. Okay, let's say your income is 30,000 rupees. So from this 30,000 into 50% will give you 15,000. So under this 50%, you can write 15,000. And then from your income, 30,000 means into 30%. That will be allocated for wants. So from 30,000, you have to allocate 15,000 for your daily needs. And from that 30,000, you have to allocate 90,000 for your wants, for your for your extra activities like your life, okay, all your wants. So 30,000 into 30% will give you 9,000. And savings. So from 30,000, if you multiply 20%, okay, 30,000 into 20% means 6,000. So you have to allocate 6,000. 6,000 you have to save. So once you save this, you must invest. Okay. So once you save your 6,000 per month, this is per month, you have to invest it. Okay. Okay. So let's say you invest 6,000 for a month. Okay, so 1 month you invest 6,000. So then 1 year, how much you can invest? 6,000 into 12. So 1 year you can invest around 72,000. Okay, so 6,000 into 12 is 72,000. So think from your normal salary, if you save up to 20%, then for a month you can invest 6,000. Then for an year you can invest around 72,000 rupees. Okay. So if you follow it for 1 year, then you can invest 72,000. Okay. So by this, okay. So so after this, just think your salary won't stay the same every year, right? So it will keep on increasing year by year. So according to that, if you invest this 20% consistently every time, then after 30 years, you can earn a huge amount, right?
Yeah.
Did you understand that?
Yeah, I understood that.
Okay. So, think about that. And now this is from your normal salary. Okay. So, from your normal salary, if you invest only 20%, then you can generate this much wealth. Then think about saving 50% from your income and investing it. So, that is a question to think. So, now only 20% you have 20% from your income, 20% you're saving that, and you're investing that. So, think if you save 50% and if you invest that, then think how much wealth you can generate. So, that's a very big amount, right? If you take 50% from your income, if you save 50% and if you invest that, it will be a big amount, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so all this will help you to create more wealth. Okay, so after you know the 50 over 30 over 20 rule, you will get a question in mind. Okay, so you might think from your salary. Okay, so from your salary, you have saved 20%. So now you might think, so where should you invest your 20%? You will have a question, right? From like where you should invest. Okay, so where should you invest in order to multiply your money? Okay, so one thing is like you will think whether you have to put all the money in stocks or to put in fixed deposits or recurring deposits, or you will think like to put all 20% in mutual funds. Do you know what is mutual funds?
It's like when multiple people invest on a fund, right?
Yeah. Okay. So it's like this. So lots of investors will put their money. Okay. They will pool their money, and the fund manager, they are experts. They will collect them, and they will, choose securities to invest in. So those securities will give us return on the money we invested. So those returns will be again passed on to the investors who invested in. So that is like a mutual fund. Okay.
Okay.
So, so you will think from like where you should invest your money. Okay. So now to stop that confusion, okay, I will teach you a formula. Okay. So now look at my whiteboard. These are the three things. Okay. So you will think like from like where you should invest your money. Okay. So first thing is first thing is you will think whether you should invest it in your stocks. Okay, you have to put the money in stocks, if not in fixed deposit or recurring deposit, and then if not, all the 20% in mutual funds. Okay, so now to solve this confusion, I will teach you a formula. Okay, so from your age you have to subtract 100. Okay, so from 100 you have to subtract your age. So example, let's say your age is 25. Okay, so from 100 you have to subtract 25, then what you will get? 75. So this 75, so you have to put 75. So you got 75, right? So you have to invest 75% in equity instruments. Okay, do you know what is instruments?
No, not sure.
Okay. Instruments represents any type of financial arrangement that provides a holder with a promise of earning some return from the investment. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So it promises to earn you some return from your investment. Okay. So now, equity examples of equity instruments are like stocks or shares. Okay, stocks or shares, and then equity mutual funds. Okay, so I explained you what is mutual funds. So equity mutual funds. So you can invest this 75% in that. Okay, from your monthly savings, the balance 25%. So 75% you can invest in equity funds. That balance 25%. You can invest in FD or recurring deposit. Okay, or bonds. Okay, bonds are fixed income securities that are issued by corporations or governments to raise capital. Okay, so you can invest this balance 25% in all that. Okay, in this low interest options. Okay, this all this the balance 25 in low risky options. Okay, so those are like secured. Okay, so this is the this is that formula. From your age you have to minus 100. Okay, let's say your age is 50, then what you have to do? 100 minus 50, that is 50. Okay, equals 50. So that 50% you can invest in equity instruments. Okay, the balance 50 you have to invest in debt or low risk investments. Okay, so if you are old, you have more responsibilities, right? So you will like to take only low risks. Okay, but if you are young, you can invest in this you can invest more in equity instruments and generate more wealth. Did you understand that?
Yeah, I understood that.
Okay, so like you have to understand this 50 over 30 over 20 rule. Okay, so like you have to understand how money works. So if you understand this, and if you separately allocate 50% for needs, 30% for wants, 20% for savings, so like you can plan and you can create a good investment plan, and you can succeed. Okay, you can generate more wealth. Okay, so it's important to understand this 50 over 30 over 20 rule. Okay. So what I wanted you to do is, I want you to find an Excel sheet online. Okay, so you have to find an Excel sheet online, and then what you have to do is you have to uh, you have to draw up columns. Okay, and you have to write your monthly income, just estimates. Okay, and then your needs 50%, wants 30, and savings 20%. You have to multiply that and you have to give a value. Okay, and then before that you have to write under each category what examples of needs and examples of your wants and your savings. Okay, and then you have to allocate that 50%, 30%, and 20%. And then, so you have listed all that, right? Okay, your specific expenses, your saving goals, and everything, you have to write it in that column as examples. Okay, so after that, after you calculate your 50% and all that, you can, after that, you have to just explain. Okay, so what are your goals? Okay, and how will you, how will you, like you have to review that budget. Okay, like, are you spending too much on wants? Are the saving goals realistic? Okay, are you meeting the 50 over 30 over 20 distribution, or you need to adjust it? Okay, so you have to explain. Okay, and then once you write all your needs, wants, and savings, so that I told you, from your income you have to multiply 30% here, and from your income 20, sorry, for needs 50%, and from your income 30% for wants, and from your income 20% for savings. So after you calculate that, and if that answer adds up to 100, then it's correct. But if that exceeds 100, then you have to do some adjustments. So you have to tell like that also. Okay, like, do some adjustments means to reduce your wants, or sometimes to increase your savings, like that. Okay, so you have to do all that, and then you have to like review the budget. Okay, are you spending too much on wants, like that? Okay, like what I said you. And then to make the budgeting process more visual, you can draw up a pie chart. I explained you that pie chart, right? So you can draw that also in that spreadsheet. Okay, so after that, after doing that, okay, so after you represent all the data here and everything, you can explain that. So you record that in Zoom and explain that. Okay, so I want you to, and also you have to think of financial goals for the next 3 to 6 months. So let's say you have done everything, and then like think of your financial goal after, like between 3 to 6 months, what is your next financial goal? So you can write that also. Okay, such as saving for a vacation, or building an emergency fund, or paying off a debt. Okay, so you can allocate that percentage of savings to each goal. Okay, to that 30% or 50% and 20% on all that. Okay, so you have to record them and send me. This is the thing that you have to do. Did you understand all this?
Yeah, I understood all that.
Okay, so from this, what you learned today is that you can understand how to allocate income efficiently. Okay, based on needs, wants, and savings, right? Okay, so from this activity you will understand how to allocate income efficiently. Okay, based on needs, wants, and savings. Okay, and spreadsheet skills, you will learn to use formulas and create visual representation in Excel or Google Sheets. Okay, so I have sent you some formula to calculate income based on needs, wants, and savings, that is income into 50%. So those are also a formula. So you will learn to use new formulas and create a visual representation. And budgeting principle. Okay, so practicing the 50 over 30 over 20 rule to promote discipline, financial planning, and saving. So by this you can plan your finance and you can save them. Okay, and goal setting. Okay, this will help you to set goals also, like you can set realistic saving targets, and you can plan for future expenses also. So these are the things that you will learn when you do this. Okay, so is this clear to you now?
Yeah, it's clear.